That's a possibility. Incompetence isn't always ignorance.
It's willful sometimes is what you're saying.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. 304 Talk 304. Texter says, okay, not to say that it's not bad, and he ended up telling me what do you expect the board to do other than to take their word as qualified to make these decisions? Feeling bad. Understand why they were trying to get a new group in there, but common sense, keep them on while you have new people. Get the best results, have all the information would be helpful. Boy, talk to text really has to work on its punctuation. And we're worried about AI taking over the planet. Let's bring Howard Monroe into the conversation. You hear him weekday mornings prior to this program on the Watchdog Radio Network. Morning, Howard.
Good morning, folks.
The legislature's in session. We had the State of the State address this week. What piqued your curiosity out of the first couple of days from Charleston?
Can I jump back to TJ's comment just for a second?
Sure.
I think, Dave, you're correct. The school board is as any legislative body has to have sort of a general wide sense of knowledge, but the idea that you're going to make them be specifically qualified in a certain area, it's why you have superintendents. It's why you have financial officers. The goal of the board is to pay attention to those folks and to question them when something doesn't seem right. I'm not one to put restrictions on elected board members. I think we see some talk about that at the state legislature about who's going to run the education system. If you're a legislator, you have to have a wide range of knowledge and then rely on professionals too. So I just wanted to throw my 2 cents in on that because.
But Howard, I have to tell you,
I like to throw 2 cents in on everything.
Private sector experience here coming out. You look at a board of a publicly traded company. You've got certain people that have expertise in this area of the business, certain people that have expertise in human resources parts of the business. I mean, you bring these subsets together so that they can question it. At the end of the day, the board's responsible here. They are. They're responsible. They manage the school system. So if we're going to ask them to be responsible, I'm wondering if at least one member should have the acumen to be able to follow through on that. I'm not trying to be pejorative of the board, but I'm just saying at the end of the day, who's responsible? Yes, the superintendent runs the day-to-day. The board votes. The board votes on the budget. The board approves or disapproves personnel action. You get where I'm going. Look, I'm not trying to be hell-bent on the argument. I'm just saying I don't know that adding one other position or saying one position needs to be an accountant or have some financial acumen.
You can make that same argument for county commission and city council. And you can't go and say, well, if you're going to run for the 3rd Ward seat, you have to have a CPA. So I get what you're saying. I think it's a good point, TJ, but you could make the same argument for the state legislature that 2/3 of the legislature should have, CPAs and MBAs in there. They're approving the budget. So.
Yeah, chalk it right up with ranked choice voting and requirements on board seats. There we go. We move on.
Howard, any more thoughts on that, Howard?
No, except I will say, TJ, there is a difference between a board of a private company or a publicly traded company of a company that's involved in private business, as opposed to a public board that's an elected board of officers. And I think that while it makes sense if you are the board of the Monroe Communications Company, that the board have some kind of knowledge in certain areas of expertise, I think you have to be careful. We're talking about democracy here. We're talking about the voice of the people. You got to let the people choose the folks they believe are going to do the right job. And those folks choose the professionals to make decisions. I will grant you, before we move on, that big, the school systems are big business. In many counties, they are the biggest employers. So it is a bit like a business as well. But I think there's something different about elected officials versus private boards. That's my thought.
Howard Monroe joining us. So out of Charleston, what caught your eye? What raised an eyebrow for you this week?
I'm waiting to see. I'm cautiously optimistic that this may be a different kind of session. I'm hearing a lot of talk about moving towards towards economic issues and jobs issues and getting away from cultural issues, which I think is really, really important, that I've been pushing very hard on my show about that. But I will say cautiously optimistic. I didn't think the governor had a lot. It's not a criticism. It's just I didn't think the governor's speech offered a lot of, they're working upstairs. I don't know if you can hear that or not, but
No.
Okay, good, because they're drilling holes in the wall. Sorry. Putting peepholes in. I'm not sure. Anyway, I didn't hear a lot of excitement coming out of the governor. I mean, he had some proposals that we'd heard about before, like the income tax cut and pay raises, and those are all good. The tax cut I have a question about, but pay raises are good things. But I didn't hear anything really exciting coming out of there. I didn't hear a lot of new policy directives or issues. I thought it was a bit of a mundane speech, if I may use that phrase. And I'm waiting to see how the legislature picks up on this. Now, I understand the House has already taken up a couple of bills that are leaning towards the jobs and economic area, and that's a good thing. So I'm really just cautiously optimistic. I'm crossing my fingers. I'm hoping that some things will get done this year different than they were last year. It's too early for me to really get an assessment of that yet.
We both took a breath at the same time.
See, that's what happens
stopped
when I have
and
you
that was
next
it.
to me.
Yep.
And now you're
That's
you're
all.
not,
Thanks,
you know?
Howard. We're done. Go ahead, TJ.
Got to get back in the mix. Howard, I agree with you. So when it comes to the tax cut, we hear the governor say 10%. Okay, great. We heard that on Wednesday night. And then the budget documents, where it really becomes concrete, he's only calling for a 5%, and I guess leaving it on the legislature to figure out how to fund the other 5%. But at the same time, this is what I found interesting. If I'm a governor trying to sell that we can afford an income tax cut, but yet my out-year budget that I fought to bring back shows anywhere from a $200 million to $400+ million gap moving forward, I can't get that through my noodle. So is it more about the politics of offering the raise is where I'm going with this versus we can actually afford it, and he's going to offer the political side and say, hey, I'm for it, but when it doesn't happen, the legislature gets the blame. Is that fair or unfair of me to question?
It's a fair question. I think you will see a pay raise because I think there's a desire for it in the legislature as well. But I think we will see the budget kind of mogrify a bit. That's a bad word, but morph a bit as the session moves on, because I'm not sure that it can deal with all of that stuff. I am not in favor of the additional income tax cut. We had the triggers put in place. Let those work. Let's not add additional money to it. And as you said, he keeps talking about 10%, but actually proposes 5%. So what numbers are we actually working with, and what numbers will we have to work with as we go on? Again, to me, I've been trying to follow things. It's just a little bit too early to get a sense of where everybody's head is at. I think everybody, meaning legislators, really want to say we want to do something different this year. I don't know if they can, and I don't know if they really mean it. So that's kind of where I'm at.
I think the House means it. I think the House means it, and you can see in the bills that are already working through committee, they're part of the package that House leadership rolled out back in December, the Jobs First agenda, the Teams West Virginia bill. Some of those bills are already starting to work their way through committee on days 2 and 3 and 4, whatever day we're on now. So I think the House means it. The wild card is the Senate, and also is Governor Morrisey behind what the House is going to push out this session? Those are the big questions for me.
Well, first of all, I agree with you. I think the House, at least so far, it seems like they mean it. I think Hanshaw clearly means it. He outlined his plans months or so ago, and I think this is where he'd like to take us. Now, will the body go along? It seems like maybe they are. The Senate, I like your phrase, it's a wild card. I'm having a hard time getting a sense of where Randy Smith is taking the Senate and what's happening over there. And I also am not sure that Morrisey is not, well, I just don't know where Morrisey is going to be on this because I didn't hear enough from him in that State of the State speech. And again, I don't want it to sound like I'm picking on him. It just wasn't. I just felt like it was lacking in long range vision ideas, and I usually expect more long range vision coming out of a State of the State speech.
Howard, I believe your senator is Laura Wacom Chapman. Is that right? In your neck of the woods,
correct.
She represents.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
So she says she can't give the president her support, a promise of support. I think she called it fine. And then she resigns her chair, while at the same time she says the Eastern Panhandle has too much influence and too many chairs. I can't reconcile that. If you think you're underrepresented and you resign your chairmanship, to me that's kind of Help me make sense of that. I don't get it.
I think there's some politics behind Senator Chapman's comments and decision. I commend her for saying that I'm not here to work for you, Mr. Senate President. I am here to work for the people of the Northern Panhandle. I commend her for that. But I think she's trying to find a middle ground's not the right word, but I think she's trying to position herself in a way that she can mollify people on both sides of the positions here. We'll need to see where she comes down on some other things before I get ready to jump up and down and support all of the things she has to say. And your point is well taken, TJ. If we say that one panhandle has too much power, well, you just gave up some of your own power. So again, I think there's some politics being played here.
Hasn't that always been the case to some degree, Howard? The southern coal fields were, that was where the power was for so many years. Now the eastern panhandle is growing. You've covered the legislature. You got a couple of years on us covering the legislature. Hasn't there always been some sort of regional imbalance in the state?
Yeah, it's always been that way. And of course, we in the northern panhandle have always felt like we never did get our due. But so, yeah, I mean, then it's always been that way. And you're right. The eastern panhandle, southern coal fields, the poor little northern panhandle just kind of gets disrespected up here all the time.
North Central always feels like it's disrespected. It may or may not be. Depends on who you talk to, Howard.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think you're right. It is the way of West Virginia politics. So again, I know I'm repeating myself and I feel like I'm not offering a big enough opinion. I'm kind of sitting back and waiting to see how some things shake out. And I think in the next week or so, we'll get a better sense of that. Had the State of the State speech, had the expected reaction from most folks. Now we're starting to dig into some legislation. Let's see what happens. Now, you point out the House is looking at a couple of bills on jobs and the economy. Was it the first bill or one of the first bills the Senate put forward was essentially a culture bill, which was about abortion and removing some of the rape and incest exceptions and so on. So it starts out looking like they're going to be leaning more towards culture war issues. We'll have to wait and see. Again, I'm a wait and see kind of guy today. Ask me next Friday, and might have a better idea of this.
Howard Monroe, WVLY Watchdog Radio Network. You can hear him in the Northern Panhandle prior to this show. Howard, always appreciate it, buddy. Thanks for stopping by.
Delightful talking to you guys. Appreciate it. Have a great weekend.
Take a break. Back to continue. Get to the text line as well. 304-TALK-304. This is Talkline from the Encova Insurance Studios.
Tens of thousands of hardworking West Virginians earn their living in our state's growing natural gas industry, including thousands for Antero Resources, West Virginia's top natural gas producer. Antero's investments are boosting our local workforce and small businesses. We're proud to give back and invest locally to support West Virginia workers producing West Virginia energy. But the Mountain State's best days are ahead, and Antero Resources is just getting started. Visit AnteroResources.com to learn more.
Hospitals drive West Virginia's economy. They produce jobs and create opportunities while keeping our communities healthy. Employing nearly 54,000 people, West Virginia hospitals rank among our state's largest and most dependable employers. They provide more than $1 billion in community benefits and generate nearly $17 billion in total economic impact each year. Hospitals are investing where it counts, advancing health, ensuring access to care, and powering West Virginia's economic future.
A message from the West Virginia Hospital Association, online at WVHA.org.
Picture a community where every space tells a story. Those are the communities we're designing at ZMM Architects and Engineers. With a blend of creativity and technical expertise, we design spaces that inspire, innovate, and ignite change. From cutting-edge educational facilities to community-centric gathering spaces, we're committed to improving lives through design. Let us help you shape a brighter future for generations to come. Because at ZMM, it's more than architecture. It's about building your legacy.
We are there for you, to care for you at the health plan.
The health plan is still growing, giving you a large network of doctors, friendly and helpful customer service representatives, and competitive, flexible pricing plans that meet your needs. Log on to healthplan.org for more information.
We are there for you, to care for you at the health plan. We are here for you.
You're listening to Talkline on MetroNews, the voice of West Virginia.
I have had a complicated relationship with food. My job was to talk to heart failure patients about diet and exercise. I felt like, why would you listen to me? Because I was not following a diet that was healthy for me. I needed help. Bariatric surgery at WVU Medicine helped me lose 175 pounds. I feel like I'm free. They hold the skill, they hold the tools, and they're waiting for you to come say that you need the help.
Trojan Landing Marine is now Charleston's newest power sports dealership.
We now feature a full line of sleek Suzuki street bikes and four-wheelers. We're now offering the innovative riding experience of Benda motorcycles. The next step in motorcycle evolution with all-electric Zero high-performance bikes. We've now got Segway vehicles starting as low as $10,000. Come in and check out our great selection of high-quality Benelli and Royal Enfield bikes. Visit Trojan Landing in Charleston, now your water, road, and dirt dealership.
Download MetroNews Television on your iPhone or Android. Search MetroNews Television in your app store. Create an account today to get alerts and watch all live and archived content. Download now.
Touchdown! Stike Wealth Enhancement Group is now Wealth Enhancement. And we craft detailed financial plans for people like you because you're building your retirement your way. You deserve advice that's built to handle what your life brings. To meet with your Stike team advisor, call us at 304-443-4240 or email stike-info@wealthenhancement.com.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong.
.com.
MetroNews Talkline is presented by Encova Insurance, encircling you with coverage to protect what you care about most. Visit Encova.com to learn more.
Couple of texts, then we got to take another break. 304 Talk 304. I find today's school news ironic, as the big push lately is to let local schools have more control. TJ is dead on right. Guarantee if Board of Education members could be held personally liable, not recommending that, but if the members would make sure to have a member who could reconcile financials, guard watch public money as carefully as you guard your own. 304 Talk 304. Can you bring Howard back next week? Yeah, sure.
That was fun.
Yeah,
I enjoy Howard. I didn't get to josh him, though. I wanted to ask him if he was ready or excited that he wouldn't have to go to Tractor Supply to get his ivermectin. They might be able to get it at the pharmacy.
And neglected to ask him what he was having for lunch, too. Junior in Fish Creek is going to be disappointed in us. Final break. Back to wrap up the first hour in a moment.
This generation remains the backbone of West Virginia's energy portfolio, ensuring reliability, security, and affordable electricity throughout the region. Our coal plants are engineered for performance, designed to run most efficiently at or near a 70% capacity factor. This level of operation is not arbitrary. It's based on sound engineering principles, scientific analysis, and has been formally adopted by the West Virginia Legislature as a reasonable target for optimal performance. When our coal fleet operates near that benchmark, it provides stable power to the grid, maintains cost efficiency, and supports thousands of good-paying jobs across our state. Coal generation also drives local tax revenue that sustains schools, infrastructure, and community services. Working in partnership with state leaders and the Trump administration, we're ensuring that our coal fleet remains modern, efficient, and ready to power West Virginia and beyond for decades to come. This message brought to you by the West Virginia Coal Association and Friends of Coal.
Principal Greg Dosh of MTech.
Thanks to funding in part from West Virginia lottery proceeds, we're expanding MTech with a new STEM edition.
Across West Virginia, opportunities like these are made possible when you play, helping to ensure more students can discover their future right here at home. For 40 years, proceeds from the West Virginia Lottery for Education have totaled $4.1 billion. West Virginia Lottery, 18 plus to play responsibly.
Since 1926, the West Virginia Hospital Association has been the collective voice of our state's hospitals. With a shared vision of strengthening communities, improving lives, and supporting our state's economic well-being, our member hospitals work every day to provide high-quality, accessible care. This year, we celebrate 100 years of a unified voice and our ongoing commitment to supporting our members in achieving a strong, healthy West Virginia.
A message from the West Virginia Hospital Association, online at wvha.org.
You're listening to Talkline on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
We're Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, and we're gonna save you. We've got it down to a science, an absolute state of art. We do it all, restoration, cleaning, and reconstruction. When disaster strikes, just pick up the phone. We're Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, and we're gonna save you.
Coming to the Beckley Convention Center, Saturday 23rd and 24th. Who are the toughest men and women in the state of West Virginia? Watch Tough Man live on MetroNews Television to find out. Featured fights, top 5 finishes, and event archives. Download MetroNews Television on iPhone, iPad, Android, Roku, LG TV, Apple TV, Fire TV, and select Samsung Smart TVs. Find out more at wvmetronewstv.com.
Come to Dan Cava GMC this holiday season and find a truck built for every winter moment. From the GMC Canyons that are now up to $2,500 off to the 2,500 GMC Sierras that are now up to $5,000 off, and the Sierra 1500s that are now up to $10,000 off. We've got the winter-ready trucks that your family can count on. Come see us today at Dan Cava GMC in Bridgeport. Shop Thora.
It's high school basketball season, and MetroNews Television has you covered. Rivalries, buzzer beaters, classic hardwood competition. Watch live and on demand from gyms across the Mountain State. Stream MetroNews Television on your iPhone, Android, Roku, Apple TV, Fire TV, LG TV, and select smart TVs. Or visit MetroNewsTV.com for more information. High school basketball lives here on MetroNews Television.
Text line is 304-TALK 304. Phone number is 800-765-TALK, 800-765-8255. What can $20 get you these days, you ask? Well, the new Jackson scratch-off game for starters had a chance to multiply your winnings up to 10 times. That 20 could win you up to $50,000. So get your Jackson with a Jackson at the West Virginia Lottery retailer today. 18 plus to play. Please play responsibly. Coming up, second hour of the program, we'll get some more of your text. Steam release at 11:33. Chris Steyerwaltz with his whole hog politics, and Brad McElhenney has the latest from under the Capitol Dome. Full second hour ahead here on a Friday. Go get yourself a muffin and a cappuccino. It's Talkline on Metro News for 40 years, the voice of West Virginia. Lost him. And you know what? It was just about to get good, too. It was just getting good. We lost
Should
him.
we take the break and maybe he'll call back? I don't know.
You know what? We can take the break, and we can see if Ethan can reconnect with him, because I want to hear where he goes with that answer. I don't know. CJ, I'm just saying, we just started bringing up some deep stuff, and then it gets cut off. Is the Illuminati listening to the show? Just saying.
Welcome back to the show. 3 minutes away from 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock.
That's it. I'm going home.
Dang, man.
See ya.
I wouldn't even be on the air on any of our stations before 8 o'clock. I don't know where that came from. Reading, it's hard.
Well, I think when you have
I'll say in all candor, when you're in a foreign country and a monkey in a diaper sitting on your head, you're asking for trouble.
Discussion can end there. That's right. Boom. It's a definitive statement on the issue. Now we move on.
So how many times have you thought about that was a bad idea that I had a monkey on my head since you had the monkey on your head?
Every time I go visit Dr. Pellegrino, my personal doctor. Do you know what it's like to tell your doctor that?
Well, yeah, Doc, I also had a monkey. Excuse me? Had a monkey on my head with a diaper on. I bet you that's the first time Dr. Ron has ever heard that one. He's probably heard a lot of things.
He's heard a lot. Yeah, Dr. Ron has.
He's one of the great West Virginians. He's up there from the Northern Panhandle.
He's awesome.
Tremendous.
Yeah, Dr. Ron. Good dude.
We were talking in my office a little earlier, and a phrase that Ryan used that I was really kind of gobsmacked over. He started a sentence with me. He said, "We were watching football on Thursday."
I know, he did the same thing to me. He did this. Is this like Earth 2?
I said, what?
He came back and started telling me about the Cowboys and the Chiefs game.
I know.
And you were watching the Lions game on Thanksgiving Day.
Well,
what happened? What happened to our little Ryan?
Well, when my Uncle Bill and my Uncle Chris asked if I want to watch football with them, I don't say no.
Okay.
So, because I'm not a recluse anymore.
So if you have uncles that are big sports fans, do you get some creds? Are you like, hey, I'm actually you want to kind of sports show, syndicated?
Well, I don't.
Statewide.
Well, I don't want this to be a sports show.
Second game this season that Honors had 8 threes. Second time he's had 8 threes, and his coach has pulled him out with over 4 minutes to go.
You're up 40.
Yeah, but coach just does not want to see him get that record.
There may have been a discussion about that on exactly where he was in the number.
Did you let him know this time?
But there was a discussion about where he was with the number. But at the end of the day, Ross decided the juice not worth the squeeze there. With 3.5 minutes left is when he pulled him out after the timeout there. And that's a guy with a lot of minutes on his in his body. You need to rest him. But 2 out of 11, you got to think maybe he's going to approach that again. Here's what's wild. In those 2 games where he's just been one off of Alex Ruoff's record, he's now a combined 16 of 20 from 3 in those 2 games. So he didn't just make 8 threes, guys. He was 8 of 11 last night. He was 8 of 9 when he did it before. 16 of 20 combined in those 2 games.
Across this great state of West Virginia, welcome in high school game nights. I chuckle a little bit, folks, because it said early edition.
As compared to the
Only
rest
edition.
of the edition, yeah.
Yeah. Tonight is going to be interesting, to say the least.
10 seconds remaining.
It's going to be a direct snap here.
Snap back. It's Tyler. Tyler fakes the run. He throws. He's got an open man. Pass top 10. 5. End zone. It's a touchdown. Pulled in by Nestor. 3 seconds left.
Are you kidding me with the play call right there by Kevin Whiteman? Again, forget the game-winning field goal. Whiteman says, we're going to try and win this thing right now. The direct snap to Tyler sucked everybody up, and Nestor slips behind. What an unbelievable gutsy play call, and then perfect execution by these Falcons.
You had a moment of clarity about when it all started to make sense for you?
It did, because I didn't want to be a filmmaker growing up. I didn't even know what filmmaking was growing up. I used to watch Oprah and Katie Couric, and that's what I wanted to be. I wanted to be a journalist. I wanted to be you. And I worked at West Virginia University's radio station, had a very thick accent. People would call in and make fun of me. And so I asked my roommates, my college roommates who were from Baltimore, to teach me how to talk differently.
Really?
Yeah. And it's a loss, I feel, from that. And it's probably one of the reasons why I love documenting people that are authentic. Like, I don't know if I'm authentic, but I think the people I find are very authentically who they are, and that's what draws me to them.
MetroNews Talkline is presented by Encova Insurance, encircling you with coverage to protect what you care about most. Visit Encova.com to learn more.
Second hour of Metro News Talkline from the Encova Insurance Studios. 800-765-TALK is the phone number. You can text our show at 304-TALK-304. Jot those numbers down, save them in your phone, whatever you got to do. Steam release is coming up at the bottom of the hour. Spent the last couple of days at the state capitol. We've not been able to get to the text line very often. We are trying to correct that today. Brad McElhenney will join us about 15 minutes from now. We'll get the latest from under the Capitol Dome. Not a lot happening this morning. No Senate committee meetings this morning. House Finance was getting the budget presentation today. We'll see what questions delegates had for the Morrissey administration today. Brad will join us about 15 minutes from now. Say good morning once again, TJ Meadows down in the Charleston Bureau. Morning, TJ.
Good morning, sir.
Let's get some text in here. 304-TALK, 304. We'll get to Chris Starwalt. Texter says, sorry, but Morgantown only saw a 100-person/people increase between 2020 and 2024. That was a follow-up to the much longer text prior to that. Text line's getting me again. 304-TALK, 304. Gentlemen, you were at the Capitol for 3 days. We got 0 squirrel updates. It's a travesty. Please don't make me steam about this. I had 4 of them. They were circling me yesterday, TJ, as I went to the car in the parking lot. 4 squirrels circling me. I think the word is out. They know my plan to reduce the squirrel problem there on the Capitol grounds.
I was overtaken by how cold it is. I didn't pay one bit of attention.
The superintendents of West Virginia that are evidently recklessly managing their county budgets should be accountable for the extreme misuse of taxpayer money, and the loss of educational outcomes should lose or at least sharply cut their pensions and not work in education in West Virginia again. We'll get some more of your text, 304-TALK, 304, plus steam release coming up bottom of the hour. Now, welcome Chris Starwalt, the politics editor for The Hill News Nation, host of The Hill Sunday on News Nation, a senior fellow at the American Enterprise Institute, and best-selling author. Good morning, Chris.
Heck yeah.
How are you
Happy
doing?
Friday.
Happy
Man,
Friday.
living the dream. Living the dream.
Did you, when you were but a young scribe covering the state legislature, did you mark the legislative session? Did you do anything to mark the start of the session each year?
Well, yeah, I mean, pardon me. So there are many biases in journalism, but there's a bias for conflict, over comity. There is the old saying, we don't report on the planes that land. So there's got to be tension to have a story, and you have to have unexpected things. But man, you know what people in the news business love? Scheduled stuff. Oh, scheduled stuff. It's great. This is why in Washington and in Charleston, so-and-so set for grilling on the Hill. This committee, blah, blah, blah. You know why? Because we can dispatch camera crews. We know it's going to take place. It goes in the day book like, well, on Thursday, we've got this. And so there is the legislative session. You can't cover it unless you're there. You have to be there. When I started out as a reporter, I started out in Wheeling, and nobody in Wheeling cares about Charleston at all. And of course, nobody in Charleston cares about Wheeling either. So I guess it's fair. But State House news was mostly irrelevant. People were aware of who the governor was and that stuff. But the machinations of the West Virginia legislature were not important to anybody. And then when I moved to Charleston, it's an obsession, right? Working for the Daily Mail. Eventually, I'd be the political editor at the Daily Mail. And so it mattered a great deal to me at that time. And back in the days where ships were made of wood and men were made of steel, when it was, Bob Kiss has this proposal ready on that, what are we going to do about workers' comp, and all of that stuff seemed very, very important, and we covered it a lot. But what I've learned in 20 years is that the legislatures, whether they be Congress or the West Virginia legislature, you got to be there. And it's about having reporters who can separate the wheat from the chaff. A great editor of mine told me a long, long time ago, don't tell me don't tell me that the meeting happened. Tell me what happened at the meeting, right? So you read the lead and it's like, as the committee on the whatever and the gathered in the who cares? What do I need to know that happened there? And that's where experience really makes the difference of reporters who were able to say like, yeah. Oh, actually, that's kind of interesting. And that's where news judgment really comes in.
Let's circle back to this idea of conflict. There are those that like to attack the media, that they are just generating conflict for ratings, et cetera, et cetera. I say it serves a useful purpose because it spurs debate. People need to know. Conflict brings that to light. Conflict isn't bad. It's good, right?
Well, I mean, first, what media? I'm old, and I was raised. I'm from the before time. I started my full-time vocational life in 1998, and that was at the end of a period where, when you talked about the media, there was a media to talk about. There were the big three television networks, a couple wire services, the big national newspapers, New York Times, Wall Street Journal, kind of the Washington Post. But that was the media. And it was like 10 people who had say over what was being discussed and what was going on. And a lot of the ways that we think about the media are rooted in that old way. Now it's the Wild West, boys. It's choose your news. There are a profusion of choices. So to be quibblish, I would just say I like to be specific when I talk about this stuff. Like what media, because there isn't one. So what about individual outlets? And this is where the responsibility comes in. We have a problem in our politics, and here's the problem. West Virginia doesn't have this problem particularly because they don't have a Democratic Party to deal with. So a lot of the disagreements that you're going to get to cover in the coming legislative session are artificial manufactured disagreements between Republicans looking to be the lead sled dog, but they're all on the same sled team. So that the joke about why are faculty politics so bad on college campuses? Because the stakes are so low. And, it's a real low stakes environment for West Virginia Republicans now because they don't have to worry about the Democrats. And so they can fight over the whatever most picayune, ridiculous things to try to differentiate themselves from each other. But when we talk about conflict is necessary and essential, yes. But this is, to use a cliched phrase, it's the goal of the American Republic is not to get people to agree. The goal is, we know that people will disagree. It is, can we create a system and a universe in which they will disagree effectively? I believe the group is called Disagree Better, which is I'm not going to say that because it's too. But the effective disagreement, effective resolution of disagreements is the basis of our functional republic. And the same can be said of the news. Conflict is essential because what you're trying to do, what I'm trying to do, is say, okay, what's the real bone of contention here? What is the crux of the matter? And that is different, of course, than somebody who says, what is the most inflammatory question that I can ask here? What is the dumbest? And, one of the things I frequently talk about is you read the headline, and if it says you're owned, you're destroyed, you're blah, 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 you're not reading the news. I don't know what you're reading, but you're not reading the news. The dirty secret of American politics is that Americans in both parties agree on like 90% of the stuff, right? But it's understandable that the 10% of the stuff that they disagree about, that's where the heat and the action is. But you always have to ask yourself, as a journalist or somebody consuming news, is this outlet spending time on the 10% in a fruitful way, or are they just making up stuff so that they can find shallow, artificial conflict to mine for clicks, likes, and engagement?
Chris Steyerwaltz, politics editor for the Hill News Nation, host of the Hill Sunday on News Nation, a senior fellow at the American Enterprise Institute. Chris read the Whole Hog Politics this morning. I'm not sure what constitutes a good map or a bad map or an indifferent map, but is it a good map, bad map for Democrats heading into the midterm elections this year?
Well, this is just me being cranky. I'm so sick of people talking about, well, it's a bad map for Democrats. They're all bad maps for Democrats because of where Democratic voters are, right? In the same way that the Electoral College, the Republicans, as West Virginia demonstrates, as Jennings Randolph used to say, across the breadth and width of this great nation, the Republicans have the country people and the small town people. Republicans take up a lot more space on the map than Democrats do. We have a pretty evenly divided country. We're basically 30% Republican, 30% Democratic. The rest are independents who exist on a spectrum between those points of view or those affiliations. And it's a pretty evenly matched country, but we are not evenly matched geographically. The Republicans have a lot more land mass than the Democrats do. And that means that in the Electoral College and in the Senate, the Democrats coalition has, and I go through since 1980, how it has been. The Democratic Party is urban and suburban. The Republican Party is rural and small town. And that just means that for the Senate and for the Electoral College, Republicans have a built-in advantage. The question isn't, is this a good map or a bad map? Because that suggests that some good map is right around the corner. A third of the seats are up in any given cycle. And some are slightly better than others for Democrats, but that mostly depends on, is it a midterm where their people are in power, or is it a midterm when the other people are in power? Is it a quadrennial where you have a popular Democrat who's going to win? There's a lot of questions that go into that. But the reality for Democrats is, well, I made this comparison. If you look at the 50 largest cities in the United States, and you looked at the 50 counties in the United States where there's a population of 1 million or more, that's like 83 Democrats and 17 Republicans in terms of who are the mayors and county executives in those 100 places, those 100 jurisdictions. If it mattered to have parity there, if there was a political incentive to do it, Republicans would figure out a way to win half those seats. They wouldn't say like 17's fine. Democrats have a similar problem when it comes to the Senate, which is they have to figure out a way to win in places that they can't. They're not supposed to. And Republicans should be aware. It's not likely that Democrats will win the Senate, but if we're talking about Alaska, Texas, and Jasmine Crockett seems to be sucking wind down in Texas, which opens the door for a potential Democratic win there. If we're talking about Nebraska, we're talking about Iowa, we're talking about Florida, all places where Republicans have to play a little defense. Ohio is going to be a competitive race. How competitive is it going to be? Depends on the political climate, depends on a bunch of factors. But Republicans need to get their head around the idea that the Senate's different from the House, and they have to be ready to play out of position and to have Democrats who are playing out of position themselves.
Are you alarmed that you have to write that commentary? Because it seems basic sense that the founders were trying to protect a minority point of view and inspire debate and not just have one centralized group run roughshod over the other. They didn't care about Republican, Democrat. They didn't know political parties. They didn't have political parties. I mean, it seems kind of it's systematic, and it was done intentionally. But this whole the map, that whole narrative kind of reeks of a little bit of ignorance of the system, doesn't it?
I think the founders knew that there would be faction, but I don't think they knew that it would be this dumb. I think they assumed that much of what we saw through American history, there would be regional faction, these kinds of states and this kind of place and these kind of people, and there would be many factions, not two big dumb parties that reduced every question to the most moronic possible construction. And that the American politics used to be more coalitional and is now, choose the means of your own destruction. And that, I think, is something that they weren't aware of. On the Senate, I think the Senate is supposed to represent the states. It's not supposed. The House is supposed to represent the people. The Senate is supposed to represent the states. And we want a Senate that jealously guards its own power and, by extension, the power of the individual states. If you're a Democrat right now who is watching the president say that he might send the 101st Airborne to start kicking doors in Minneapolis, right? You're like, whoa, whoa, whoa. States, right? Aren't states supposed to be powerful? Yes. Yes, they are supposed to be powerful. They're supposed to be a counterweight. You didn't ask this question, but I'll tell you it anyway. We have a lot of horizontal federalism in America, and horizontal federalism is mid-federalism. It's federalism because horizontal federalism is the states compete against each other to attract businesses and, who can write the dumbest, biggest, fattest check to try to get whatever there, or who can have the most disgusting rules as it relates to lotteries and sports gambling. That's horizontal federalism, which puts them in a market against each other. The federalism that's important is vertical federalism, in which the states are counterbalancing the power of the federal government. The Senate is supposed to be the essential power of the American Republic. The tension that drives it is the tension between the states and the federal government. And the Senate, which is the most important institution in having a republic and not just having people going around with guillotines cutting each other's heads off, the Senate's the most important part of that. And the Senate's job is supposed to be to preserve the power of the states as a counterweight against the federal government. But the problem is, when one of your big dumb parties gets in charge, they say, yeah, but we can't do all the things that we need to do if these states can stop us and slow us down. So let's find a way to cut the throat of the states so that we can get the things that we want in time for the next election. And that's where the Senate, and as we watch the Senate continue to give away its own power, this is ultimately the danger.
He's Chris Stirewalt, politics editor for the Hill News Nation. He is the host of the Hill Sunday on News Nation. He's a senior fellow at the American Enterprise Institute, best-selling author. Chris, always appreciate it, buddy. Thanks for stopping by.
Heck yeah, happy Friday.
Brad McElhenney will get us updated from the Capitol next.
Tens of thousands of hardworking West Virginians earn their living in our state's growing natural gas industry, including thousands for Antero Resources, West Virginia's top natural gas producer. Antero's investments are boosting our local workforce and small businesses. We're proud to give back and invest locally to support West Virginia workers producing West Virginia energy. But the Mountain State's best days are ahead, and Antero Resources is just getting started. Visit AnteroResources.com to learn more.
Located in the heart of West Virginia, Bridgeport is the place to play. Endless indoor and outdoor recreation opportunities, including the Bridgeport Complex, coupled with a dynamic food scene, make Bridgeport the perfect getaway destination for couples and families. Explore unique shopping and pick from a wealth of lodging options to find something perfect for your needs. Explore the heart of West Virginia in Bridgeport. Learn more about all there is to do at greater-bridgeport.com.
We are there for you, to care for you at the Health Plan.
The Health Plan is still growing, giving you a large network of doctors, friendly and helpful customer service representatives, and competitive, flexible pricing plans that meet your needs. Log on to healthplan.org for more information.
We are there for you, to care for you at the Health Plan. We are here for you.
At Glenville State University, we are pioneers. With over 45 undergraduate degree programs, 17 NCAA athletic teams, and countless campus organizations and activities, we're here to help you build your story while becoming a part of ours. Glenville State University, your dream, your future, your story. Visit glenville.edu today for more information.
You're listening to Talkline on MetroNews, the voice of West Virginia.
Poca Valley has proudly served the citizens of Roane, Kanawha, Putnam, and surrounding counties for over a century. As your trusted community bank, we're committed to building relationships and meeting your financial needs. And with the Poca Valley Visa card, you can enjoy competitive interest rates, no annual fees, and a rewarding points program, all from a bank you know and trust. Visit your local Poca Valley office to apply or call us. Poca Valley, where relationships matter. Member FDIC.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
I have had a complicated relationship with food. My job was to talk to heart failure patients about diet and exercise. I felt like, why would you listen to me? Because I was not following a diet that was healthy for me. I needed help. Bariatric surgery at WVU Medicine helped me lose 175 pounds. I feel like I'm free. They hold the skill, they hold the tools, and they're waiting for you to come say that you need the help.
Steig Wealth Enhancement Group is now Wealth Enhancement. We believe retirement starts with a plan. Saving for college starts with a plan. Your legacy starts with a plan. Do you have the right plan? Call our team at 304-443-4240 or email steig-info@wealthenhancement.com.
Let's get right to the state capitol. Brad McElhenney, his Capitol Report, brought to you by AARP, your ally for real possibilities in the Mountain State. Connect on social media at AARP West Virginia and learn more at aarp.org. Brad, anything happen at the Capitol today?
Well, continued questions about the governor's proposed tax cut. Today, gentlemen, is January 16th. If you're looking at your calendar, I'm going to read you the headline of a story that I wrote 1 year ago today, January 16th, 2025. Morrissey's administration projects budget deficit of more than $400 million next year. So that was 1 year ago today. Well done by the administration and the legislature closing that proposed gap. But it does lead to another question. Just 2 days ago, the governor advocated for a 10% tax cut. His budget officials have mapped out a 5% tax cut. And this morning in the House Finance Committee, delegates like Republican Michael Haidt of Berkeley County were asking about that context. 1 year ago, you were talking about a $400 million gap. What is to make us believe that it's safe to have a 10 or 5% tax cut right now?
What was the answer?
That the state has been cautious with its spending, closed the gap, narrowed future gaps, and it'll be okay.
He's Brad McElhenney. His Capitol Report sponsored by AARP, your ally for real possibilities in the Mountain State. Brad, enjoy your weekend. We'll regroup on Monday. Thank you.
Thanks. Take care.
Steam Release coming up next. Your chance to vent, get it all off your chest heading into the weekend. The phone number is 800-765-TALK, 800-765-8255. Text us 304-TALK-304. We turn the show over to you. This is Talkline on MetroNews for 40 years, the voice of West Virginia. It's 11:30. Let's get a news update from the Metro News Radio Network. Find out what's happening across the great state of West Virginia.
West Virginia Metro News, I'm Chris Lawrence. The action was swift and severe by the State Board of Education on a request for emergency funding from the Hancock County Department of Education. In an emergency meeting in Charleston earlier today, the state immediately took over the Hancock County schools, and they heard from Superintendent Dan Enoch, who believed the current administration should remain in place.
I think a viable solution would be to carry on with the current administration and how it is, and to carry out the steps and procedures.
The board disagreed, and Enoch was fired along with the assistant superintendent. Hancock County had requested $700,000 to help make the payroll. The board blasted the local administrators for being more than 140 personnel over the state aid formula. A Jackson County man is in jail facing allegations of child pornography. Sheriff Ross Mellinger said deputies were dispatched to a home in Cottageville of 36-year-old Caleb Burjois this week in reference to a domestic incident. Deputies got there and learned that he and his wife had gone into a rage after finding images of children on his phone.
The sheriff said their investigation revealed Burjoyce had placed a hidden camera in a camper last fall at the Jackson County Fair, capturing video of children changing clothes, and then turned that into an AI child porn video.
This is the perfect storm of when a devious mind meets modern-day technology. And you look at all the good things in the world that AI can contribute to, but now here we are dealing with this kind of crap.
You're listening to Metro News for 40 years, the voice of West Virginia.
Brighten your mornings with Tudor's $5 Sunrise Specials. Enjoy our Mary B, egg, crispy bacon, and cheese on our buttery biscuit, loaded with more bacon than the rest. Or try the Ron, featuring a bigger, hearty sausage patty topped with egg and cheese on a biscuit so delicious you'll savor every bite. Each combo comes with crispy hash browns and your choice of coffee or iced tea, all for just $5. Warm up winter mornings with this hot deal. Available for a limited time.
Hi, I'm Brittany Hedrick. As an environmental project manager at CEC, working in West Virginia, the land taught me respect and responsibility. Whether it's navigating complex regulations or overseeing site assessment, I ensure every project thrives. CEC isn't just where I work, it's where I make a difference. At CEC, we engineer progress in the great state of West Virginia.
Find out what CEC can do for you. Visit cecinc.com.
Things are back to normal this morning at the 130th Airlift Wing at the West Virginia Air Guard in Charleston. After a Thursday chemical spill, the Guard said fewer than 500 gallons of diluted propylene glycol, that's a de-icing fluid, was spilled in the motor pool area. It took most of the day to clean it up. Cabell County has a new judge. Circuit Judge David Amsbury took the oath of office Thursday at an investiture ceremony at the Cabell County Courthouse. From the Metro News Anchor Desk, I'm Chris Lawrence.
WVU Medicine's Reconstructive Urology program offers expert personalized care for complex conditions from trauma and strictures to erectile dysfunction and incontinence. Our nationally recognized specialists use advanced techniques, including robotic surgery and prosthetic implants, to help you reach your health goals. Schedule your consultation today. 855-WVU-CARE or visit wvumedicine.org/urology. Let's do it.
I want you to get up now. I want all of you to get up out of your chairs. I want you to get up right now and go to the window, open it, and stick your head out and yell, "I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore!"
We provide this service to you each and every week. It is Steam Release, an opportunity to vent whatever it is that's making you itch this week. This is your opportunity to let it out. Let's be honest. The spouse, the significant other, they really don't want to hear your rant. The dog will listen, but they're not much comfort in the matter, and your kids certainly don't want to hear it. So let it out here, and you will go into the weekend feeling fresh and unfettered. 800-765-TALK, 800-765-8255. That's the phone number. You can text your Steam to 304-TALK 304, 304-825-5304. That's the phone number, and that is the text line. We'll begin on the phones. Steve, you are in the very important position of batting leadoff on Steam Release. What you got, Steve?
All right, thank you. It burns me up how the Democrats are speaking out against ICE after allowing 20 million illegals in our country. Who knows who all these protesters are? They're paid. They've got backpacks. Used to be Democrats stood for something. They stood for border security. Just look at the speeches from Bill Clinton, Obama, Nancy Pelosi, and many, many others. I'm an independent voter. No more. I will change my registration to Republicans. I'll never vote for a Democrat no more. I will always stand with law enforcement. Thank you today.
You are welcome. We appreciate the call, Steve. 800-765-TALK, 800-765-8255. You can text your Steam to 304-TALK 304. Let's get to those text Steams, TJ.
I know for a fact Trump won the 2020 election. I give my unconditional guarantee on it. To Paul Hardesty, I haven't heard the phrase of anyone blowing a gasket in years. I'm laughing my tail off. You made my day. Does Hardesty believe there are other counties to close? Sure seems that way. Dave and TJ, where will these teachers and staff go? Are they going to lose more teachers when we're needing more teachers to begin with? Reiterating what the wonderful state board president has said, not only is there not enough federal and state money for special education, but it's so misspent by local school districts. That is why families leave this state or don't bring their kids here. My daughter couldn't get the education or health care she needed in this state, so she and her mother left 12 years ago this month. Very little has changed since then to help similar families, despite many people's best efforts. But giving rich folks tax cuts is just sickening when so many kids go without. 304-TALK, 304 Texter says, we need locality pay for high cost of living areas. The Panhandle, Morgantown, etc. Hope Parent here. Why does nobody talk about schools getting 2/3 of the formula money for my son, even though public schools have no part in educating my son? It's free money for them, and they still can't make it work. That's government for you. So nice to finally have someone say that the county school systems are hurting us. We have too much overhead in our school system. If you look at the cost per student of educating, we're in the top tier in the nation for what we spend, yet our results are so low. The overhead's killing us. Hancock County has the highest administrator-student ratio, but what do counties like Jackson and Kanawha? Have they understood the bloated offices that they have? My question, who is running the West Virginia WASP account on X? They even posted about our man TJ. Ha, ha, ha. Okay, I'll have to check it out. I don't know. Dave and TJ, sounds like the auditors were the same ones who audited Enron's books, says the texter. Under your argument, TJ, magistrates should be lawyers. Okay, 304-TALK 304. Since pennies cost 5 cents to make, Howard Monroe just gave us 10 cents worth of commentary. Keep the change.
800-765-TALK's the phone number. 800-765. That tickled me. 800-765-8255, 304-TALK 304. Let's go to Irwin. What's your steam, Irwin?
Hey, Diamond Dave, TJ. Appreciate that commercial y'all had on earlier, but I don't have ED or any other kind of democratic malfunctions. What I wanted to speak about real quick is me and Hoppy Cannibal, we were trying to get a statue built of Trump since he was the greatest president since Calvin Coolidge and James K. Polk. But we decided instead to go with a statue of the great Senator Joe McCarthy, the comic killer. He was out of West by God, Wisconsin. And you can send into the website. This is via me. It has nothing to do with Hoppy Cannibal, but it's www.tailgunnerjoe.com. Thank you, boys.
You are welcome, Irwin. Greg and Ona, what's your steam?
Oh, this is Greg Riley and Ona. Great job, you guys. Appreciate the show. I want to talk about three quick things. I don't know what genius is coming up with Bill 4069 in the House. That's the let's not have helmets in the state of West Virginia. Yeah, let's all say that's their right. But remember one thing, and call anybody you know in the medical world, the largest single liability in Kentucky and Ohio's hospitals are helmetless motorcyclists. My daughter actually does neurosurgery here in West Virginia. She's a nurse practitioner. And you know what they call them? Organ donors. So instead of having inspection stickers on motorcycles, they need to have a sticker that says, I have health insurance, because people that get helmetless usually don't. Second thing real quick is tariffs. When is somebody going to speak up? I don't understand why Congress doesn't shut that thing off. The guy just randomly can put a tariff on whatever he wants. China, did you see what their excess exports were? They're up to $1.5 trillion because they've gone out and found other markets. They're loving these tariffs because they now are going to start selling to everybody in the world, including Canada, who set up a new trade agreement with them this morning. Thanks, guys. Great program.
Greg, you are welcome. Have a great weekend. 800-765-TALK is the phone number. Just cleared a couple of lines. 800-765-8255. You can text your steam to 304-TALK-304. We're just rolling. We have more to go. Give us a call, 800-765-TALK and 304-TALK-304. Steam Release rolls on when we return.
On January 23rd, our students, faculty, and staff will talk with lawmakers at the annual Fairmont State University Day at the Capitol. We'll share with them our substantial contribution to the region's economic development. Did you know that for every dollar Fairmont State receives in state appropriations, we generate over $8 in economic impact? Last year alone, we generated $170 million in total economic impact for West Virginia. Fairmont State University never rests when it comes to making West Virginia a great place to call home.
Hospitals drive West Virginia's economy. They produce jobs and create opportunities while keeping our communities healthy. Employing nearly 54,000 people, West Virginia hospitals rank among our state's largest and most dependable employers. They provide more than $1 billion in community benefits and generate nearly $17 billion in total economic impact each year. Hospitals are investing where it counts, advancing health, ensuring access to care, and powering West Virginia's economic future.
A message from the West Virginia Hospital Association, online at wvha.org.
Metallurgical coal builds the world, and the Met Coal Producers Association is the network that makes it possible. The MCPA unites America's met coal producers, giving members a powerful voice in policy, partnership, and progress. Producers, suppliers, and innovators come together here to build relationships, drive growth, and strengthen our industry. Join today. Visit metcoal.com. Met Coal makes it possible. MCPA makes it personal.
At Glenville State University, we are pioneers. With over 45 undergraduate degree programs, 17 NCAA athletic teams, and countless campus organizations and activities, we're here to help you build your story while becoming a part of ours. Glenville State University, your dream, your future, your story. Visit glenville.edu today for more information.
Tens of thousands of hardworking West Virginians earn their living in our state's growing natural gas industry, including thousands for Antero Resources, West Virginia's top natural gas producer. Antero's investments are boosting our local workforce and small businesses. We're proud to give back and invest locally to support West Virginia workers producing West Virginia energy. But the Mountain State's best days are ahead, and Antero Resources is just getting started. Visit AnteroResources.com to learn more.
You're listening to Talkline on MetroNews, the voice of West Virginia.
Across West Virginia, hospitals are always here, healing, helping, and standing strong for our communities. Hospitals save lives and build livelihoods. They're among our largest employers, with a passionate workforce of 54,000 West Virginians. Hospitals are economic drivers, contributing close to $17 billion to our state's economy and working to ensure access to care for all. From life-saving moments to wellness support, West Virginia hospitals keep our state healthy, our families strong, and our future bright.
On the next State of Minds.
People appreciate cool tattoos and they appreciate good tattoos. It's a way to make yourself different.
What do you think would fit me?
I think a ninja. A ninja with two swords.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
Trojan Landing Marine is now Charleston's newest power sports dealership.
We now feature a full line of sleek Suzuki street bikes and four-wheelers. We're now offering the innovative riding experience of Benda motorcycles. The next step in motorcycle evolution with all-electric Zero high-performance bikes. We've now got Segway vehicles starting as low as $10,000. Come in and check out our great selection of high-quality Benelli and Royal Enfield bikes. Visit Trojan Landing in Charleston, now your water, road, and dirt dealership.
MetroNews Talkline is presented by Encova Insurance, encircling you with coverage to protect what you care about most. Visit Encova.com to learn more.
CityNet is built in West Virginia for West Virginia and is expanding fiber to more communities every day. Sign up now. Get 50% off your first year of service. Visit citynet.net. CityNet connects, protects, and perfects. Phone numbers 800-765-TALK. Text lines 304-TALK-304. Back to the phones for steam release. Dale in Wheeling. What's your steam, Dale?
Hey, TJ, another guy. It's your old pal, the real Dale A. I guess it's time for me to put on my Superman cape and fly up to Hancock County. But if you want to smile today, say Hancock County 5 times real slow.
Thank you, Dale. 800-765-TALK, 800-765-8255. Benny, you're on steam release.
Yes, I don't have a steam, but I have a solution. With the temperatures in the 20s in Milwaukee, why not bring in a fire truck and spray water over top of the loony hellraisers? You water them down, and that should take the starch out of them.
Benny, appreciate it, buddy. Have a great weekend. 800-765-TALK, 800-765-8255. You can text your steam 304-TALK-304. Let's get some more text teams in.
The superintendents of West Virginia that are evidently recklessly managing their county budgets should be accountable for these extreme misuses of taxpayer money. They should lose their pension or at least have it sharply cut, says the texter. Finally, a day off, so I downloaded the MetroNews video app. I finally got to watch you guys live on TV. I'm going back to the radio. LOL, just kidding. You guys are great. Starrywald is rambling. Reel him in. Ha ha. County schools also get excess levy tax dollars to spend. Is this money on top of the money received from the school aid formula? Public schools waste a lot of money. Editor's note, if you have a county excess levy, yes, that is on top of that money. Not all counties do. Steam, the Senate should impeach Trump for constitutional violations by trying to annex Greenland. The NATO treaty was ratified by the Senate and signed into law by the president. Trump is violating the Constitution and should be impeached. All those who are rioting and protesting against ICE are defending illegals who have absolutely no concern or consideration for them whatsoever. Word on the street is that Lawrence Taylor is giving his Super Bowl rings to Trump, who will accept them. The emperor has no clothes. Steam, people, put down your phones and drive. I saw a church sign that said, honk if you love Jesus, text and drive if you want to meet him. My name is George. I have a degree in entrepreneurship. I've been listening to economic schemes by politicians my whole life. The road to progress and real meaningful change is very simple. West Virginia needs to become as reasonably accessible for everyone as possible. Walmart understands how important accessibility is. Almost all small businesses are not accessible, and they fail. It's not rocket science. The little church with the bathroom in the basement is losing members to churches that are well designed and meet the needs of their community. Dave and TJ, my sister lives in Minneapolis, the happiest place in the USA. Seems they are having a parade of festivals all the time, especially in the winter. I could never understand how happy you could be standing and singing in the snow and cold. My steam is not a crime to be unreasonably happy. TJ and Dave, our roads and bridges are a disaster. There's no bridge maintenance program. They're unsafe bridges. No one will even talk about it. The governor did not mention it in his speech. My steam is that the White House has not backed off and given the sanitarium states the opportunity to turn over illegals and criminals to the feds for deportation. Give them 30 days to clean up their own illegal and criminal mess and show the country where they stand. If they choose anarchy, then they've chosen insurrection against the nation's rule of law. Only then should the military, with the aid of hungry police dogs, be used to keep the Libricorns in order.
Back to the phones. Jim, what's your steam?
Yeah, about every day I read Google and another company's articles on my phone here, and all of them are anti-Trump. Just day after day, the same thing, anti-Trump. These left-leaning news companies are anti-Trump and anti-American also. It's not right to glorify protesters attacking ICE agents who are trying to do their jobs. Their job is to remove bad people that Obama and Biden let cross our border.
Jim, appreciate the steam. Have a great weekend, buddy. 800-765-TALK, and the text line's 304-TALK-304. Last call for calls, last call for texts. This is Talkline from the Encova Insurance Studios. We are coming back right after this.
1926, the West Virginia Hospital Association has been the collective voice of our state's hospitals. With a shared vision of strengthening communities, improving lives, and supporting our state's economic well-being, our member hospitals work every day to provide high-quality, accessible care. This year, we celebrate 100 years of a unified voice and our ongoing commitment to supporting our members in achieving a strong, healthy West Virginia.
A message from the West Virginia Hospital Association, online at wvha.org.
Coal-based generation remains the backbone of West Virginia's energy portfolio, ensuring reliability, security, and affordable electricity throughout the region. Our coal plants are engineered for performance, designed to run most efficiently at or near a 70% capacity factor. This level of operation is not arbitrary. It's based on sound engineering principles, scientific analysis, and has been formally adopted by the West Virginia Legislature as a reasonable target for optimal performance. When our coal fleet operates near that benchmark, it provides stable power to the grid, maintains cost efficiency, and supports thousands of good-paying jobs across our state. Coal generation also drives local tax revenue that sustains schools, infrastructure, and community services. Working in partnership with state leaders and the Trump administration, we're ensuring that our coal fleet remains modern, efficient, and ready to power West Virginia and beyond for decades to come. This message brought to you by the West Virginia Coal Association and Friends of Coal.
For over 30 years, High Technology Foundation has been committed to building a stronger West Virginia. Our mission, economic diversification. By fostering innovation and supporting tech initiatives, we pave the way for a brighter future. From cutting-edge research to tech-driven solutions, we're transforming the landscape. Join us in creating opportunities and driving progress. Let's build a diverse economy together. Visit WVHTF.org. High Technology Foundation, shaping West Virginia's future.
The WVU Medicine Medical and Surgical Weight Loss Center offers a comprehensive surgical program to help you obtain a healthy weight and improve your quality of life. Our nationally recognized bariatrics program has a strong focus on pre-surgery education and long-term weight loss after surgery. We're here to help you every step of the way. Reserve your spot at the next free, no-obligation information session by calling 304-293-1728.
Hey everybody, Tony Caridi here.
And Brad Howe. Tony, why the platform shoes?
Well, Brad, it's called Committing to the Groove. We're bringing back the retro vibes with Gomart.
Then hand me those oversized sunglasses because it's time to strut into deals on fuel, snacks, and more at your favorite Gomart.
All year, watch for Vinyl Value Days, Road to Rewards, and some far-out contests.
So go for good times.
Go for good vibes.
And go to Gomart.
Grab the Gomart app to find a location near you. Stay groovy, baby.
At Glenville State University, we are pioneers. With over 45 undergraduate degree programs, 17 NCAA athletic teams, and countless campus organizations and activities, we're here to help you build your story while becoming a part of ours. Glenville State University, your dream, your future, your story. Visit glenville.edu today for more information.
At Concord University, veteran success means supporting the whole family. We offer one-on-one guidance, help with VA education benefits, and a welcoming veterans lounge open to both veterans and their dependents. From flexible degree options to a campus that understands your journey, Concord is committed to helping you and your family thrive. For more information, visit concord.edu/veterans or call 1-800-344-6679. You've gone to serve. Now come to learn.
Picture a community where every space tells a story. Those are the communities we're designing at ZMM Architects and Engineers. With a blend of creativity and technical expertise, we design spaces that inspire, innovate, and ignite change. From cutting-edge educational facilities to community-centric gathering spaces, we're committed to improving lives through design. Let us help you shape a brighter future for generations to come. Because at ZMM, it's more than architecture. It's about building your legacy.
You're listening to Talkline on MetroNews, the voice of West Virginia.
Come to Dan Cava GMC this holiday season and find a truck built for every winter moment. From the GMC Canyons that are now up to $2,500 off to the 2,500 GMC Sierras that are now up to $5,000 off, and the Sierra 1500s that are now up to $10,000 off. We've got the winter-ready trucks that your family can count on. Come see us today at Dan Cava GMC in Bridgeport. Shop the world.
Download MetroNews Television on your iPhone or Android. Search MetroNews Television in your app store. Create an account today to get alerts and watch all live and archived content. Download now.
Touchdown! We're Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, and we're gonna save you. We've got it down to a science, an absolute state of art. We do it all, restoration, cleaning, and reconstruction. When disaster strikes, just pick up the phone. We're Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, and we're gonna save you.
It's high school basketball season, and MetroNews Television has you covered. Rivalries, buzzer beaters, classic hardwood competition. Watch live and on demand from gyms across the Mountain State. Stream MetroNews Television on your iPhone, Android, Roku, Apple TV, Fire TV, LG TV, and select smart TVs. Or visit MetroNewsTV.com for more information. High school basketball lives here on MetroNews Television.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong.
Last call for phone calls, final call for text, 304-TALK, 304-800-765-TALK. What can $20 get you these days, you ask? Well, the new Jackson scratch-off game for starters and a chance to multiply your winnings up to 10 times. That 20 could win you up to $50,000, so get your Jackson with Jackson. At a West Virginia Lottery retailer today, 18 plus to play. Please play responsibly. Paul in Pocahontas County. What's up, Paul?
Morning, fellas. Two themes. First is all these illegals that claim to have been here a decade or two, that when they get interviewed, speak Spanish. No habla inglés after that. You know, they don't want to assimilate. We don't need that and don't want that. Second is all the cheerleaders for Corridor H, who I don't believe understand the purpose of that road. It was designed to be the emergency evacuation route for Washington, D.C. Just look at Route 66 going straight to Winchester. Those mountains have always defended us. Once they cut that gash, all them folks in Buchanan and around Stonewall Jackson Lake, which was also designed to be the water supply for those evacuees, can imagine all them porch sitters from the ghettos of D.C. being shoved straight down that big old road into Buchanan.
Paul, you get the final word of the week. We're back in the studio Monday morning, back to the Capitol on Tuesday. For Jake and Sophia and TJ and Dave, have a great weekend. This is Talkline on MetroNews. For 40 years, the voice of West Virginia.